Hello everybody. I am busy finishing up some journals I started a while ago. I lost them during packing, then I found them, and then I lost them again, and then I found them again, and then I said I got to finish them before I lose them one more time. So anyway, here they are, and they're kind of the same and they're kind of different. So let's just take them one at a time. And this is, oops, there goes my piles, a quilted cover junk journal. It's a taller one, and I had to make it taller to go with the quilt block. I'm calling it a quilt block. I think it was actually a part of a pillow sham. And so there's the block. And then just to make it the right size, I kept this part of the quilted pillow sham, even though it wasn't part of the block. Does that make any sense? Okay. So anyway, it measures, let's see, this one's 11 by 6 1/4. And it has 56 pages, and it's the quilted fabric on the outside. It's got this burgundy lace, I guess you would call that, or trim of some sort, as a closure. And then it's one signature, and it's got a butterfly and a little flower charm on the signature strings. Okay, let's go look. This one has a fabric inside, and this is a quilted pocket I made out of something that went with the pillow sham. It was a different part and had a smaller block, so that's perfect for a for a pocket. So all right, inside of it is a book page tag with a big oak cluster on it, and you can definitely write on the back. Here's the signature cover, and I put this really obvious lace on it, and it's great because it just, it looks like it's on the cover, but it's actually on the signature cover. So it has a tuck up here and a journaling card made out of scrapbooking paper and a sentiment. It says a time for sharing. Goes up there, and has a fabric flip here. It's got like a lace panel and then a sheer panel and then fabric panel. So you can just kind of have hidden writing under it. Shabby Dabby Doo Doll digital. This one has scrapbook paper and some digitals in it. And then this is somebody's digital. I have no idea. I made it into, it may have been something to go along with the Roxy's creation idea. I'm not sure. Most of this stuff was made and stored, and I have no clue who it's from and when I made it. But this is a big page, and it's folded into a pocket. And I have this tag in there. Let me see if I can get it out. It's a tall tag. It's just a combination of, it looks like, I'm not sure what else here. I don't know if there's any napkin or not. It looks like it was washi tape, some gesso and some fabric, and a little die-cut doily, and then a picture of flowers. And it's got a little fabric dangle here with a little bead on it. Perfect size for this pocket, and definitely can write on the back. Okay, just put the dangle over this pocket. Okay, there's that. Scrapbook paper with lace on it. And then I made these pockets a while ago. They were in my stash, and I decorated them with some really wide washi tape. So that's what that's decorated with. And inside of it, I have a tag, which I didn't put anything to write on the back. So that is something that I need to add. But it's got just different images and some collaging and messy stitching goes in there. I will put writing paper on the back. And I put a pocket behind this pocket. Does that make sense? Yeah, maybe. And it's got another one. I did it. Gosh, gollies. Wasn't thinking. Needs writing paper on the back. I'll get it. It's book page and lace and fabric, and then trim here. This is like fabric, a snippet of just different pieces of fabric. So anyway, I will stick that out to remind me I'm going to do some work on this page. Okay. This is, what do we got here? We have a tuck that's a index divider, and it has another fabric dangle on it with a bead. And inside, tucked in it, we have some stationery paper, and then this journaling card made out of wallpaper and a little lace medallion. And then here is some scrapbook paper. You can write on the back of that. Not digital paper. This was scrapbook paper, and I put some writing paper on top of it so you don't lose any writing space, and you can write on the back. This is wallpaper, and it had kind of a torn little edge, so I took some scrapbook paper and just kind of punched the edge and made it pretty on both sides. And it also was a tuck for this. Yes. And this is from a It was from a book on, oh gosh, I forgot the name of that show. It was on, can't remember, but anyway, they made the book to make it like it was like a really authentic story, and it had all these like fake letters and stuff. So this was from the Library of Congress. So I just added, I think all this was on there. The stamping was on there. I just added this flower and some writing space there. Anyway, it makes a fun little addition. What is the name of that? I can't think of it. I'm just blank. Okay, this was a fun thing. It's just 2 book pages that I just put note paper over, so you had writing spaces on both, and then we have a fabric tab, and we have a piece of vintage music here that I put on this side, a piece of scrapbook paper, or digital paper, to make a big pocket, and inside of it is scrapbook paper with this image from a botanical book. There's lace here, and then on this side of the music paper, I put, this is a notepad. Here they are, right here, a whole bunch of them. But it makes writing space on this music paper, and you can see the lace, and there's some washi where I reinforced the spine on that. And then the center, I chose this old-fashioned woody cards, I think. I just love them, and I like the color, so this has lace on it. And then on this side, we have I call them faux postage stamps, and it's really big. And it just makes a cute little tuck. And this is from, I read it upside down, don't I? Oh, well. A lesson on typewriting, and it had a green type print, so I thought it was really pretty with the pink flower on it. So you can write on the back. All right, we had that music paper again, and on this side, you can still see the washi and the lace. I put another notepad, so you have writing space, and also reinforces this in case it ever gets crumbly. A pocket made out of wallpaper, and inside of it, we have a journaling card just with a little image on there, and I stitched around it and put some fabric on it. And then this is a journaling card, kind of shaped like a ticket. Made it into an oversized tickets made out of book page. And I put a bunch of butterflies on there and some fabric and some scrapbook paper. All right, here's those book pages again that I covered with note paper. And this one didn't need it because it was blank already. Here is that wallpaper again that I put the scrapbook paper punched edge on there. And this is just the reverse side of the paper. You can see the 2 sides, and a super duper collage card, and it's got just it's a masterboard with, and then I put masterboard is collage background, a big label there, and then a picture here. So, and you could, if you wanted, put a picture of, a photograph of something on there. That would be a great background. Okay, the wallpaper, scrapbook paper. On this side, we have a library pocket that I made that's just got inking and a label. I'm pretty sure it's from Shabby Dabby Doodle. Maybe I'm wrong, but possibly. And then to decorate the front of it, I have fabric and this little tag dangle. If I can get it to dangle, there we go. And scrapbook paper that's got a time for wonder. Over here we had a time for sharing. Now it's a time for wonder. And digital paper, wallpaper, scrapbook paper, digital paper again, and then on this scrapbook paper, and you can see there's lace, I have a fabric circle. It's on book page to make it thicker, and that's my tuck, and it's got stitching around it. And this is a note card. I just put a fabric cluster on the front, and you can write inside and on the back. And then we have another one of those digital papers folded to make a big tall pocket. And let's look at the big tall journaling card. It's just a picture I cut, I'm pretty sure, from a calendar, and it has writing space on it already. So let's put it in here. Get it in there. Doesn't want to do it on camera. I don't have fingernails very well. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then digital paper. And the scrapbook paper, and then we're at the back of the journal, and I had this pocket, and it's from Kara Brandon Creates, and they're called Loaded Heart Pockets, and it's got the heart shape, and then it's got a pocket, and I just put lace on it to really show where the pocket's at. Then each pocket came with a whole bunch of different little things you could stuff it with, so I just put every single one of them in here, and you got all these little things you can use to decorate the journal, or you can use to journal on the back of these. So anyway, this is the first one, This one with the burgundy tie, and I know I have to fix those 2 tags. Let's look at the second one. It has a lace and ribbon tie, and not as much lace on this one. It just didn't, I don't know, didn't seem to call for it. So anyway, it's the same cover type thing, the quilt block, and then just a little added to the back to make it 6 by, this one's a little different size. Let's see, it's 6 inches by 10 3/4, so it's not quite 11 on this one for some reason. I'm not sure. So anyway, this one's got scrapbook paper on the inside, and I showed you the other quilted quilted block that I made into a pocket in the other journal. This one has 2, one in the back and one in the front. And in this one, we have a journal card. I have no idea where it's from. I found it in my stash. Definitely a digital. This is from a note pad. I think it was thank you cards or something like that. And it was embossed, and I just did some inking on it to make the embossing show up. We have scrapbook paper as our signature cover. The front of the signature. We have the same little tuck I had in the other one. And then here is stationery sheet. Just the colors match well. And this is some stationery that goes through your printer, but it was so thin, I sewed 2 of them back to back, so there's stitching all around it. This is something that was in my stash, and just something I made from somebody's idea on YouTube. It's like a game card, and it's got a piece of scrapbook paper here to make a pocket, and we'll see the other side of it in a minute. Another one of these journaling cards is similar to the one I showed earlier. It's just got the images there, and I put fabric on it and the stitching around it. A book page tag with some, napkin on it. And this one actually has writing space on the back. Then we have another piece of stationery that goes through your printer. And I just had this gathered tool in my stash. So I just put it on there as like a edging. Here's another one of these pockets I made, and I put, it's made out of like copy paper, and I put the really wide washi on it, and this one has a little bit of floral fabric lace decoration, and inside of it is what? A tag. Does it have writing space on the back? Yes. It's made out of sewing pattern instruction paper, some fabric, and an image, and a lace flower at the top, and behind it is one of those snippety things. I'm not sure what they're called. I think it was Tim Holtz came up with the idea, and this is one I made myself, which is different pictures and bits and pieces, and then you can write on the back. So I put it in there because it's tall, so worked perfect. And this is on scrapbook paper, and here's another one at Cara Brandon's Loaded Hearts, and there's the same ribbon I put on that one, and the same journaling. Well, they're not the same. Each pocket had its own different set of journaling cards and tags that went with it. And I think in this kit, it was a digital kit, there was like 8 or 10 pockets. I'm not sure. But anyway, Cara Brandon Creations is the name of the creator. And I'll put that in there. And I forgot to put this one in this other journal, but I'll put it with it. Okay, this was a curtain panel. I glued it to some coffee dye paper, then I stitched around it just to make it something more interesting. Some ledger paper, and we got wallpaper and a digital print. I have a sheet from a music book, and then I had this in my stash, and that was kind of fun. It had the tab on it, so I put it at the edge, and then it's just a book page with some stenciling on it. Scrapbook paper. Oh, I didn't realize that was a tuck. Well, that's a freebie. You got a little cute little tuck there. You open it up and you got all this writing space. Plus, this is glued on as a pocket. So I had this really long piece of scrapbook paper that you can write on in there as a tag. So that's a fun piece. And this is made out of a book page. I have to remember this one. Okay, and then on this side of this music paper, you can kind of see the music paper there. I have another notepad glued on there so you can write. I have a pocket made out of scrapbook paper and another tall, skinny tag. It's made out of scrapbook paper scraps. And this is a digital from somewhere. I don't know. It's in my stash of tags and journaling cards, so I put that there. This was a lace panel, a curtain panel. They had these embroidered flowers and leaves on it, and I glued it and sewed it to a vintage shorthand book. So you can see that Here's it. It's on this side, and there's not on this side, so you can kind of see what it looks like. Center the signature, and on this side we had the flip sides of the papers, and on this side of that shorthand book, I glued a library pocket I made in a video, a couple of videos back. It's made out of some rubber stamping and an actual stamp and some napkin and Distress Oxide inks. In it, I put this little pocket for mint. It's an envelope, and you can put whatever you want to in there. And boy, I should remember what digital kit that was, but I don't. I have printed out a bunch of them, so I just grabbed one to put in here. This is the music paper, the other side of it, and I had this picture of this gigantic urn, so I just put it on there. On this side, we have that notepad I showed you earlier. This one makes great writing space on top of that music paper. On this side, it wasn't music, it was just writing about something. So you can write there, and then I have a pocket made out of wallpaper that I've stitched around and did a little collage on there. This is a journaling card made out of fabric covered onto an index card. And we have a tag, which is a masterboard again, and it's got a flamingo on there, so I didn't want to cover that up. I love flamingos. A flower, and then a label. I think that's Shabby Dabby Doodle. Okay, the digital print wallpaper. This is the other side of the ledger paper, and I was just going through my stuff, and I found this snippet I'd made out of the fabric, and then I put the birds on there, and I thought it went perfect on this paper. And it's kind of glued on as a tuck, but doesn't necessarily have to be. I just thought it dressed up that page very pretty. And then I have this from a book, so it's just, you can write on it, and it has a sentiment too. Okay, scrapbook paper with the curtain on it, and this is scrapbook paper, and this is an actual package of zinnia seeds, and I've got the zinnias are coming up in my backyard, which is cool. I showed one of these in the other journal. It's the typewriter lesson instructions with the type, and then the picture, a flower put on there. Okay, I might get it out. This was I think it was like a thank you or something, thank you card, and it had whatever the words were here, and I just glued a little snippet that had a button on it here, and it's just got pretty colors, so I thought I'll put one in here. And scrapbook paper, stationery paper. Here's the other side of that one thing I said I would show you. It had like the game card on one side, and then the scrapbook paper, and then the scrapbook paper was folded over to make a pocket here, and I put this envelope that has stationery paper in it, just very pretty colors that go with this journal. So I put that in this pocket and get it in. We'll see. There we go. And on this side, I put this, which folds out, and you can write, do all this writing, and then of course it folds up, and then I put it on there to be like a belly band, and I have some scrap of scrapbook paper. I just made it into a folding tag. It seemed like those tags had a name. I can't remember what they were though. That stationery I stitched together, and we're at the end of the signature, and we're at that quilted pocket, and I just put some fun things in there. This was a sticky pocket. You can peel this off and put it on something. I didn't. I just let the buyer decide what they want. It's got dried flowers and leaves in there. I thought that'd be fun, something to play with. And this is a piece of wallpaper border. You can do what you want to with that too. So anyway, okay, these two journals will be listed in my Etsy shop, hopefully by the time this video gets up. And I really thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.